Guys, what are you doing? Seems like there's been a breakup with Rick with Vegas Profile Stories and Breeze. I call him Jelly Roll, man. He looks just like Jelly Roll. I don't know if he sings like him, but that's what I call him because he looks like it. They were doing a show together, and it seems like there's been a fallout, man. There's been shorts and all of that kind of stuff thrown at each other. I don't know what's behind the beef, but guys, man, not the way to go channel banging each other. It's not going to be good for either one of your guys' numbers. And Breeze, man, he's really starting to kill it. He's done a couple good interviews. I actually listen to both of them when I'm out in the shop. I put it on in background and stuff. So when this started happening, I was like, oh man, come on. No. Never ends good for anybody. It just hurts your channel, guys. Breeze, he's a new guy on the scene. And I know a lot of people, and I've done it in the past, hit on guys that talk about the biker scene that hasn't been in it. Now, it's finicky, yes, and the old timers get a little upset with that, yes. But at the same time, it's pretty cool that we got all these new people coming in to the space and actually given some notice to it. It only helps people get into motorcycling. One of my favorite channels out there, because I really don't watch many people in this genre, is Outlaw Archives with Bo. I really enjoy his stuff because he puts on some damn good interviews with some old schoolers, man. So I'm always watching, waiting to see if anything comes out as far as old school is concerned. He really keeps the scene alive as far as history is concerned. George Christie, the same thing. Breeze, one thing I think that helps me relate is with somebody that has dark humor. See, guys like me grew in this scene where it was nothing but dark humor and it was no holds bar on what we said, what we did, and he's kind of got that. So, that's why I enjoy listening to him. But when they were both doing videos together, man, it was like freaking Ozzy and Harriet, man. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool watching them and how they meshed. Again, I don't know what's going on, what happened. I know they're doing their own deal right now. Again, you got Rick over at Vegas Profile. You got Breeze over at Rolling Free TV. I encourage you to look at both of them. But being in this game over 10 years almost, well, actually 9 years, gonna be 10 years next year in the YouTube space covering biker news, one thing that I have learned is this kind of stuff really leads to a lot of hard feelings and splitting your audience right down the middle. And splitting your audience right now is a bad thing to do because you're looking at trying to get people to come into the scene. Now, this is only advice I'm giving. What they do is what they do. I know we're going to have haters on each side. And that's another thing, guys, man. Don't pay attention to these damn haters. You're going to get a lot of super supporters out there for these clubs that are going to bang on you or bang on, What you're going to see now is these people take sides. Some are going to be for friggin' Rick. Some of them are going to be for Breeze. And the drama starts from there. And drama does nothing but limit your reach and limit the algorithm's going to give to you. That's one of the biggest things I learned. as far as guys that never been in the scene talking about it, it's a free country to talk about it. And I know a lot of people look for credibility and stuff. And, that's something I did with, there was a big blowout with me and Sos years ago. Because I was sitting there like, damn, man, this guy don't even have 2 years in a club and he's the holy grail and blah, blah, blah. But then I sat back and I was like, well, he does have the gang ties, man. So he has some experience on the street. And that's one of the biggest things that really makes me laugh when it comes to how people treat this whole thing. I kind of gravitate more towards street gangs because that's what I knew growing up. And I know how it is a totally different, serious lifestyle than this club scene is. The last couple years have really been straight up stupid. And yeah, I've changed a lot in the way I cover stuff. And I think a lot of that has to do is because of the nonsense that you start seeing in this scene now. I know everything changes. You got to evolve, as they say. But a lot of stuff that you're seeing it's not brotherhood, man. It really ain't. And it was funny. A guy went on my comment section to one of the videos. Oh, you're only trying to live the dream. Hey, dummy. I lived it during the 90s, early 2000s, up to a few years ago with the club. And trust me, it's nothing to dream about. It really isn't. If you watch our news at all, you'll see that you got brother turning against brother. You got all this political bullshit that goes on. It's nothing but a stab in the back most of the time. And you can see that just with how many ex-members are coming on some of these shows. Now, Insane Throttle, we won't do interviews whatsoever with people that are out of clubs because, one, I'm not into the drama stuff. Two, I like more solid type of news that is public and we can talk about it. That's what Insane Throttle is about, not this other stuff. And you know what? I'm not bashing it. It's good information, but it does show you that there is not a lot to be desired anymore, at least, about being in a club. That's why you see all these guys coming on. Hell, you see a lot of guys going over to Satan's Choice, which we all bashed on at first, but it seems like they're the ones that are getting it right. Just saying, is what it is. And I do notice most of the haters, and Rick and Breeze, you're going to have to know this. Most of the freaking haters are just regular old civilians, and they too never had any experience riding a motorcycle, being in a club. They're just there for the true crime aspect or curiosity of what all this is about. So don't let them freaking get in your ear and turn you psycho and stuff. Now, some of the shorts have been funny, man. I got to admit that, man. I'm just waiting for another one to come out from Rick to go against Rick. I hope it doesn't, because they are two good channels to listen to. Rick, he's a verified Wood, and, he's got more of the prison stuff behind him. Breeze, ex-prospect for the Hells Angels. And he seems to really been taught right, if you will, because he's just a hoot to listen to, man. So I hope that gets to the background. That's just my suggestion, guys, is put that in the background, because in the short term, you're going to get your hits and your views. And let's be honest, YouTube don't pay crap. But anyway, you're going to get that. But eventually, that algorithm's going to catch up with you. It did with me. It did with Black Dragon during all that noise. And what we really did was split everybody up during that whole thing. You know, when I had issues with BD, we kept it in the background. Sos and me, we put our stuff to the side, and it is what it is. We're not best friends, but we just let that go, because you got to admire people building a business. And that's what you guys, I'm hoping, are doing. Building a professional business, man, getting your credentials out there. You guys can get opportunities where you get these people from like Crime TV or National Geographic that are going to call you for your opinions, interview you, wine and dine you. So stay professional. That way you don't walk into a trap where you're seeing these people not reach out to you. Just saying, man. That's just my friendly advice, man. I'm going to keep watching both of them and stuff. I don't take sides and drama and stuff. I just thought, throw it out there. There's a lot of new guys coming into this stuff, and hopefully it works out for them and they do good. Don't forget, man, go over to the Insane Throttle music channel, man. You'll love that stuff over there. Let me know what you guys think. Rock on. Let's end this thing, huh? Hit the button, dummy.
Insane Throttle, your official Google News source for everything biker. Thanks for riding with us. Smash that subscribe button. Check out InsaneThrottleNews.com for the latest updates and join the insanity today.
Insane Throttle Outlaw Rock, featuring Insane Throttle and Defiant Afterlife. Get your playlist full of pure rock and metal. Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe and crank it up.
Now I'm back